I'm James, I'm 33 years old, and I underwent hair transplant restoration surgery, specifically FUE hair transplant surgery, on March 7th, 2020. The situation I was facing was progressive mostly frontal hair loss from, I would say, when I was 22. So it had been a good solid 10 years before I decided to go and get hair restoration surgery. For a very long time, I suffered from, I would say, depression, honestly, and a massive dip in my overall self-esteem and mental health. I went from being quite a confident guy in my teen years and my early 20s to absolutely nosediving in confidence very, very quickly and very, very unfortunately. Sometimes I would spend anywhere between half an hour to an hour doing my hair in the mornings before work, making sure that my frontal recession was completely covered and my hair was brought forward. That was demoralizing for a very long time. Even people that understand the situation that I'm talking about, even the goddamn wind, the wind would make me angry and I would curse God. One hair blown out of the way and I want to go home. That's how I felt all the time. And it was not a healthy state of mind to be in, not at all. I started with minoxidil and I tried to see if that would help me, and it helped me for a little while. I had very minimal results. When I say very minimal, I mean the price of upkeep for purchasing minoxidil and the results that I was getting in return were not worth it. I've seriously considered shaving my head just because I didn't want to deal with it anymore. I just accepted the fact that I felt like I was unattractive at that point in my life. So I thought about it long and hard, and I thought to myself, my progression hasn't changed from between the years of 23 to 29. Let's do some research. What can I do about it that I haven't done already? So I had tried Propecia and I had tried minoxidil. Propecia gave me some pretty good success, but in saying that, the hair loss that I had already suffered from my receding hairline would never grow back. It made my overall thickness on top quite good, honestly, but I would say Propecia is more of a maintenance method for making sure that what you do remains. For me, it wasn't effective because I already had suffered irreversible hair loss in certain areas. So there was no point for me to take that any further, at that point in time anyway. Roughly 2 years worth of research, trying to find a clinic. Which one was I going to go to? There was a couple of really good ones in Turkey, one of which was the clinic I ultimately chose. The other clinic was Motion Clinic in South Korea, and I've seen some pretty good results from people online, mostly YouTube. Some of you probably heard of Hairliciously. He's had some pretty damn good results himself. However, I didn't really see too many people blogging or posting online, which I wouldn't say is a red flag or anything like that. It was a bit disappointing, so I couldn't necessarily make a judgment call on that clinic with very minimal information. I reached out to a couple in Turkey. I can't recall the first one I reached out to. For some reason I forgot while I was recording, which is very helpful. It was Special Asmed Medical Center with Dr. Erdogan. There were 2 clinics in Turkey, like I said, that I was considering. And the one that I chose ultimately was Hair of Istanbul. I chose Hair of Istanbul for a few reasons, actually. Reason number 1, they had lots of Google reviews that were pretty positive. Reason number 2, their Instagram was unedited. They had plenty of before and after photos and comparable results with people that I could see with a similar situation to myself and with a similar donor zone. Reason number 3, their communication. They were very open with their communication. They didn't try and sell it in the sense that it's a life-solving problem. They told me that, look, it might be more than one surgery. It might take 2, it might take 3, it depends on the person. So they were very open and honest with me in, I would suppose the briefing sessions that I did have with them. So I bit the bullet. and I chose Hair of Istanbul. Through the back and forth consultation that I was having with Hair of Istanbul, they gave me a rough quote, and they quoted me for $5,000 USD. I was not charged for the extra 250 grafts. I'm not being clear, but they paid for my accommodation, and they also paid for my trip to and from the airport. However, I had to pay for my own flights, which is completely understandable. In total, I would say for me, because I live in Australia, the surgery itself was 5,000 US, which is, at the time, it was about $7,000 Australian. Plus flights were $1,500 Australian, which is roughly 900 or $1,000 US. If we're factoring in total costs, I'd also factor in the food costs that you're going to have while you're on the trip. And very fortunately for me, the Australian dollar is very strong against the Turkish lira. So my stay for maintaining my food supply was almost non-existent, to be quite honest. I was feeding myself like I was some form of royalty. The staff were really nice. I was given an interpreter at the airport, which made my transition from the airport to my hotel very, very easy, and I was very, very grateful for it. The hotel they put you in isn't some dodgy hotel either. It was a really good 5-star resort on the water with friendly staff and a nice bar on the rooftop, which I frequented with a nice gentleman from America. I wish I could remember your name, and if you've been watching my videos, I'm really sorry that I forgot your name. You should definitely try and socialize with the other people in the hotel that have arrived with you from the airport. I mean, it's a good support framework to have, while you're there, because you're in a brand new country, you're all by yourself, and you don't have anyone to talk to. Besides, you know what, you're in a new country, you should explore it a little bit, and you should experience the culture. And who better to do it with than someone else who's also got the big red patch on their forehead. I saw my first changes pretty early on, to be honest. My first negative changes were at the end of month 1.5, I would say. I lost almost all of my grafts overnight. And don't panic when that does happen, because it means that the process is beginning and it's the start of your journey. For regrowing your hair anyway. I think month 2 I didn't have many changes at all. Month 3 is where the magic started happening. At the 3rd month, my hair started growing in. It was patchy, it was all over the place, but goddamn, I hadn't seen hair in certain areas of my head since I was in my early 20s, and that was, for me, a really big moment. Really big. I might have looked like Sonic the Hedgehog with bits of tufts of hair everywhere, and I might have looked a bit silly while I was at work, but you know what? It was a really good feeling. And it was evident that I was going to start seeing some results, whether they were really good or barely anything. Well, I wasn't able to judge that yet. Month 4, I had my first haircut, just before month 4. And I really noticed once I had everything neatened up, like, this is happening. This is really working. This feels good. Let's hope that it continues. And I looked at other people in month 4 from other clinics, and I can confidently say that I was having better results than some other people with similar situations to myself from other clinics at month 4. 6 months in was the big moment. At 6 months, I could get haircuts pretty well. However, it was still noticeable that I had something going on in my frontal hairline. And mind you, my crown, well, that hadn't grown in pretty much at all, if any. To a degree it had, and it was starting, and there was lots of hair growing in there, but they were only miniature at that point. They were growing, but they were, it was like baby hair. Then month 7th hit, and month 7 was amazing. I looked at myself doing my hair one day in the mirror, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try something different. I think my hair's long enough for me to do a different kind of haircut, which is the hairstyle that I have currently. And I went to the hairdresser that day. I think it might have been month 8, I'm not sure. James, it was month 9, you moron. And I asked the hairdresser, showed him a photo, can you do this? And yeah, it was liberating because I could just ask for whatever the hell I wanted. And I used to be really into my hair when I was young and doing different things with it and dyeing it different colors and being stupid. And I was never going to do that again. I mean, I'm in my 30s. But in saying that, at least I had the option to do whatever I wanted now. I could potentially get a permed afro or something. I just don't care. I could do whatever I wanted. And you know what? We're at month 12 now, and let me get closer. I don't know about you guys, but I am pretty damn happy. To me, I am absolutely amazed at the results that I've had. You can probably see some of the donor area on this side, the little white spots, because I just had a skin fade on my hair. But you know what? It's barely visible at all, if at all. I'll show you reversed. Sorry, got a couple of pimples. All in all, I'm very happy with my result. I couldn't have asked for a better result, and if you are going to consider Hair of Istanbul, I would definitely consider it myself if I was in your position watching this video at the moment. There might be better out there, but I'm living proof that they do give out good results, and you will get a good result with them. So that is my 12-month journey done, and what a 12 months it was. So many ups and downs, but I am really confident in myself now. I look $1 million and I'm pretty damn happy about it. And this is going to be my last video, so thanks for joining me on my journey. I really appreciate it, guys. Even if I was only getting 3 or 4 views at the start, I was happy doing the video because it was a way for me to vent my feelings at that point in time. And if this helps you in any way, shape or form for your journey, then I know I've done the right thing. And I really hope and wish you all the best success in your journey as well. At that, I will now play a timeline of events regarding my mug from day dot all the way through to current. That way you can actually see the results yourself from day dot to current. All right, that's it, guys. Take care of yourselves and all the best. I got to a stage where my confidence absolutely nosedived within the last few years, hairline progressively getting worse and worse. Now we're on week 4, the end of the first month, and we're looking pretty good. We're getting there now, and you know, I'm starting to look a bit like a normal male, which is
damn. It's just like exploding all of a sudden.